In the age of artificial intelligence, what is at stake is nothing short of what is a person, what is a human being. What is at stake is the body.
I think it was almost half of AI engineers interviewed about, will this be detrimental to humanity if we keep moving at this staggering pace? And they were like, we need to stop now. One of them, top AI engineer, if it gets to a point where these AI intelligence we've created are communicating to each other in a language we don't know, then we'll unplug it.
Are people using it for like companionship?
Yes.
Because it's not as messy.
Okay.
No.
So we're
Yes,
outsourcing.
yes.
Don't do that. If you're doing that,
Dude, it's not.
don't.
It's not.
And people will say, well, what's the problem with that? Okay, so I have this robot at home or this doll that's so lifelike, not hurting anybody. It's completely able to engage in all of my lusts and desires and everything. What's the big deal?
We're amazed at what AI can do. But it was our intelligence that came up with it. And when I think of the wonders of what human beings are capable of, I always think we went to the frickin' moon. For millennia, we've looked at the moon, and now we went there. Yeah. That's amazing. But what's even more amazing is that the moon is there. That there's a God who made the whole universe. But as soon as we start being so amazed at ourselves and so amazed at artificial intelligence without this reference point, we're going to turn that into God. Feel free to skip this ad if you like, but I just wanted to invite you, if you're enjoying what you're hearing here on Word Made Fresh, please subscribe. Please share these episodes with others, leave some comments. And if you want to continue the journey with us, follow Mike Mangione, Bill Donaghy, and yours truly, Christopher West, on our personal social media. And all of those links are in the description below.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
I have a question, and we oftentimes I like to just ask you guys when we're not recording podcasts what you're doing.
Stop playing with that. I don't like the way you're. I don't like that.
What you working on?
Gives me it scunners me, as my granny would say.
It what?
Scunner. It's a
Scunner.
Scottish word. Yeah, if something creeps you, it's scunner. Scunner.
Oh.
It scunners me.
Scunners me.
Scunners.
Yeah,
That's a
creeps
good
you
one.
out.
What's the connect? Where did that come from?
Scunner is just Scotch Gaelic for creeps me out.
Do you know what verhoodled means?
I do not, but I know what
Verhoodled.
Verhoodled?
Verhoodled.
It's Scotch?
It's what the Amish say when they're frustrated or.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm verhoodled.
Okay.
Is that tied to like the Dutch language?
I have no idea.
The Dutch language.
It sounds like a food, a verhoodled.
You know what a bahookie is in Scotch
I have
Gaelic?
no idea.
It's your bum.
Say it
Your
again.
backside, your gluteus maximus. Bahookie is your bum.
Bahookie.
Yeah, get off your bahookie. Away you go, hen. Off your bahookie now, lad.
Oh, I like that one.
Is this like your grandma coming out here?
Yeah, a little bit.
All of this because Mike was doing this.
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
he was
so Mike, what were you going to say?
Scunnering me.
Just curious. No, what? I think last time, Bill, you talked about your course. You just came out of the course. Mm-hmm. And we talked about that. Westifer Burns. What are you working on? What have you been up to, bro? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, you doing anything worthwhile with your life?
Besides playing video games.
I'm writing a new book.
Oh.
Next.
He's like, oh,
You're going to make me read it.
I'll wait for the movie.
Is it on audio yet?
No. It's a funny thing with a book for me because for me as an author, I think this is my, 18th book or something.
Sheesh.
I have to get in a zone. I have to, if I'm not in the zone trying to write something, you probably can relate to that as a musician trying to write a song. Yeah. If it's not flowing, don't even force it. But when you're in it, interruptions are incredibly costly.
Oof.
Because I get in my zone, it's flowing, and it takes me like an hour to get in that zone. Somebody interrupts me. It pops me out of my zone. I have to spend so much time getting back in that zone to continue that flow. But I've been in the flow for about 2 or 3 weeks. And
Can I say it really quick?
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, and I don't even know if I said this already, but I think it might have been Flannery O'Connor who says, sometimes you stand in the field waiting for, I'm paraphrasing, you stand in the field waiting for the rain to come. Sometimes it pours on you, and sometimes it passes you and you chase it into the house to grab the pen, and as it passes, you pull it in word for word backwards. So just that idea of like always being ready, and sometimes it's just like there, sometimes it's not, and sometimes you're like, nobody talk to me. I'm gonna lose it.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And I'm in the place where it's flowing, and it does become an almost nobody talk to me, because it's so costly to get out of that and get back into it. And I spend hours doing this. It's flowing, it's flowing, it's flowing. And then even when it's, okay, dinner time or lunch or I have to sleep, my brain is just can't get out. And I've learned over the years, okay, I just have to let what's passing through me pass through me, and this too shall pass.
Have you ever lost something?
You mean like my computer?
No. I mean like it came.
Sure.
You couldn't get there, and it was lost. Like Mitch Hedberg has a joke. I like to write jokes sometimes when they come to me, and I'm sitting in a hotel and I got a pen. And sometimes if the pen's too far away, I just convince myself it wasn't that funny.
Yeah, I have. Yes, things will. It's like, oh, here it comes, and then it goes away. Or I've had spent hours on paragraphs that I thought were excellent, and then as I reread it and I go back through the content, I'm like, oh, that's going to end up on the cutting room floor because it would flow better in a different way. So yeah, there's a whole process to it. But what I'm doing right now, which is of great interest to our world today, and great importance for us to begin wrapping our heads around, and I know we're all trying to begin to wrap our heads around artificial intelligence.
Yes, indeed.
And we have something very important and particular to say, to speak into this at the Theology of the Body Institute, because what we are wrestling with, I think we could also call disembodied intelligence. And it seems to me that it began, our readiness to personify a machine. You know, we're it's not only that we all know, and let's say this at the start, that AI is a great tool. You can put it to very good use. I'm already learning myself how to put it to good use, and I'm benefiting from it. But like any tool, it can also be put to very bad use, and you start to see where this could go in a really bad direction. And I would articulate it this way, and this is what comes out in my book, that not only are we depersonifying persons, we are personifying objects.
Yes, that's true.
Right?
Yes.
And I think the willingness, the readiness to personify objects, to personify machines, think of how we've been communicating for the last 30 years. A lot of our communications between us and other persons are here, electronic.
Yeah.
And chat rooms, I think, were maybe the first where communication between persons became typing.
You're only looking at text, not
You're
face.
only looking at text, not faces.
Yep.
There's a disembodiment. I mean, you could go back to the telephone, too, as the start of a disembodied communication, right? But we have become so accustomed to disembodied communication that we're getting to the point that just to replace this, if it's all happening here, doesn't matter if it's an actual embodied person sending it back to me. I'm ready to personify a machine that's able to do the same thing that a person is able to do in this medium. But nobody, what's becoming more and more clear to me as I'm writing this book, and the book is not so much about artificial intelligence itself, it's rather about what is a person. And why is this all the more critical to understand in the age of artificial intelligence? Because in the age of artificial intelligence, what is at stake is nothing short of what is a person, what is a human being. And what's becoming more and more and more and more evident to me as I write this book is what is at stake is the body.
Yeah.
What is at stake is embodiment. What is at stake is who and what is a human being? And AI is accelerating this question all around the world. Wise people are asking, okay, if machines can do this, what is a person?
Yeah.
So that's what my book is about. What is a person? It's the first part is philosophically asking the question without an appeal to faith, without an appeal to biblical revelation, just using reason. And then part two is looking through the eyes of faith theologically. What is the person?
I was going to say that, I mean, what I hear and what I think so beautiful about just having the conversation, where it's forcing the hand of the conversation of what does it mean to be human? And it's like, to your point where you're saying, you know, new tools come along all the way. We have to embrace the new inventions that are coming, and they've advanced us in different areas of humanity and life. But before we just run with something, we first need to ask, like, we need to be presented again with the fundamental questions so as not to completely lose sight with our blinders on and find ourselves 100 yards away from the most important thing, which is what it means to be human.
Yeah, yeah. And
so proposing the question, reframing the original man, like going back to the beginning, you need to understand the beginning to understand the now and where we're gonna go, where we're called to go.
I went to the beginning. I'm such a nerd. I went all the way back to like Cain and Abel. I went to Abel was the farmer, was it? And Cain was the
dude.
The other way around.
Juan,
Cain was the
you're a
farmer.
genius.
Abel was the shepherd.
Okay, I'll go
Something
with
like that. Anyway, the line of Cain who murdered Abel was the line that kind of went off into creating technique and tools, I believe. And like it's so those, like the first development of tools, AI is a tool. From the very beginning, we started outsourcing and saying, well, this will make it easier. It's just interesting that it was the line of Cain when we started outsourcing. And, you know, what did he kill Abel with? Was it a tool?
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Like you can use a club to, you know, knock out the animal and feed your family. You could also use it for fratricide. You can kill with it.
Right.
But that line went on to create more tools, create eventually the Tower of Babel. I don't know. It's just fascinating because then I'm thinking of the other line is a little more human in the sense that it was the vulnerable one, the naked one. I mean, we weren't built with tools in our hands. We were built naked. We started equipping ourselves and outsourcing to do something easier and faster. I don't know. Just that's where I just kind of went.
Benjamin Franklin was the one who said, "Man is a tool-making animal." And this harkens back to my anthropology studies. I studied in my undergrad anthropology, and you know, you have Homo sapiens, wise man, but other people qualify or categorize what makes us unique in the created world is Homo faber, which is man the maker, the tool maker. Right, and you can see in the historic record anthropologically when and where we started making tools. Well, think of the 2001: A Space Odyssey, how that begins, right? With the monkeys pounding with bones, and then they throw this tool up into the sky, and then you see a spaceship.
Yeah,
right. Like
direct line.
The
direct line of
they're apes.
Fine.
They don't have tails, and if it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey. Even if it has a monkey kind of shape.
Son.
You are correct.
It doesn't have a tail.
Stay on target.
Mike, okay.
Stay on target.
Haven't you always wanted a monkey? What song is that?
Bill?
Bare Naked
Yes!
Ladies. I wish I
If I had $1 million.
Yeah, that's a great song.
Hey, feel free to skip this ad if you want, but I just wanted to let you know that besides this podcast, we also independently have events that we do around the world. If you're interested in knowing how you can come out and see us and be part of what we're doing, the details are down below. Check it out, and we hope to see you out on the road soon.
Are we tool makers or are we wise
Yes.
men?
And in
Can
our
these-
use of tool, in being Homo faber, are we being Homo sapiens?
Yes.
In our use of tools, are we being wise?
Yes.
Well, I'm drawn right to the being co-creators with the creator. I mean, there's a beautiful part of us using the earth to co-create with the Lord. And I think the question then becomes the balance of there has to be a line where we're keeping both in check.
Back to the line of Cain, who made tools. They also made the first instruments, the first musical instruments. I believe was the line.
And
So yeah, it could be. That's also an extension of ourselves, our bodies.
You know, and
It's music.
I always bring stuff back to music just because that's my world. But there's a parallel there with like music, you know, with things becoming digitized, you know, going away from analog. There's something so wonderful that happened with getting off the mixing boards and getting it into the box, which is the computer screen. And now you have like all this gigantic stuff that covered a lot of space now in this small little area. But as people continue to use it, eventually what happens is you have music that is starting to be so manipulated that you're losing. We talked about this a while ago with that music guy, Owen Cuts, where I talked about like that era where they were capturing performances. And so they're using tools to capture the human performance. In comes digital music, and you're starting to no longer even care about the human performance, which is human connection from the source, something from my heart to the analog, to the recording. And it just became all like, well, that's not right. This pitch isn't right. Auto-tune, you know, like
That
just
was
completely.
creepy. I remember the first time hearing auto-tune.
Cher.
It was Cher.
Yeah. And then T-Pain took it to a whole
And
level.
I can't do that. There's no turning back. That's the song, right?
Yeah,
Sorry,
dude,
Mike.
Life After Love.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
No, I'm just saying,
believe in
but I'm just saying
life
it's a complete whoa. And now we're getting back into the point, keeping it in the music, where people are trying to, okay, let's get performances, let's get authenticity. Even if you're out of pitch sometimes, it's okay, that's human.
Yeah.
So I think with AI, it being at the very beginning of it, and I'm not even thinking of, you know, every once in a while, someone incredibly much smarter than me can say, well, this is actually a horrible trajectory, and they know why. I don't even want to look at that at this moment because I've seen Terminator. But just at the very small footsteps, my experience of it, there's that balance of what does it mean to be human? How do we remain there, and how do I use this tool to help bring me closer to being a creator, co-creator with the Lord?
I want to keep going with the creating of the book about AI and the use of AI, but I'm thinking of that auto-tune thing. What was creepy was suddenly for me hearing Cher's voice digitized was there was like the breath was taken out of it.
Oh, well said. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the
Which
I
is
never quite
organic
articulated it
breath
that way.
taken out.
The ruah.
The ruah, the breath of God. And now I noticed too when we watch our social media. By the way, we're trying to affirm the good first, like tools. Okay, neutral can be used for
make good use of it. We can make bad use of it.
Yeah, but I've noticed with a lot of social media now, like there's this Irish woodcutter guy, young guy, Owen something, McReardon from Donaghy, and he's making great videos about craftsmanship and woodworking. But there's something about his videos. He cuts, you know, these videos that just cut so quickly.
Yeah.
And they're talking even, and there's no space for breath. And I'm starting to get jarred by that. I need to hear you breathe.
Yeah.
And so I'm taking in this really fascinating content. Ironically, this Irish woodcutter, about crafting tools and wood and staining wood. But when the breath's taken out and it's moving so quickly, it feels unnatural or inhuman in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about
And it feeds into what we've become, which is a culture that needs all the content instantly.
fast.
And we're losing that pregnant wonder, that pregnant silence, that mystery.
And I don't like that.
I don't.
The human fingerprint's gone.
Yeah, it was like there's, man, if we lose the ability to stop and be receptive and pause, we're gonna find ourselves taking a lot of wrong steps. And those edits that you're talking about, where it's just
Taking
like,
the breath out. Yeah.
It's like, let's not help people be more that way. I'd
That's what I'm
rather just like, they should actually do that. And then right in the middle, just have a really awkward long pause where people just start, and go crazy as they're watching it.
So this raises a question for me. I'm using ChatGPT for some research on this book, and I'll get to that in a moment because it actually plays into the whole question I'm wrestling with.
Yeah.
But I know you use ChatGPT with a voice.
I've written no books so far. How you guys like that?
But
No
you're
books?
I'm working on my first
You're working
book.
on your first book.
And it is
It's
hard.
like not getting your ears pierced. You know, it's like, why even write a book now? Keep it going, man. Don't write a book.
But I'm working on a book. And yeah, ChatGPT is an incredible tool. So I'll plop in some prompts, and I'm riffing off of things I know. I have of knowledge of my own experience, of my own studies. So I'll just throw things in and say, like, what's the correlation between this and that, or this or that?
Yeah, that's some of the things I'm doing with ChatGPT.
Yeah, and so, but it's like I've walked into this ginormous library. That's like the Library of Alexandria. It's got everything so far. And it's really kind of fascinating and titillating. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting answers in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And I'm reading through and I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah.
Substantive, articulate.
Yeah.
You can change the tone of the way it voices back to you. It can be super professional and tight. It can be kind of casual and informal.
Does the voice breathe?
The voice almost breathes.
Does it?
It doesn't.
Because I was going to say, what was going through my head is,
you can have it read, dictated back to you out loud.
and you can give it different personalities, right? So I'm on ChatGPT the other day.
It's creeping me out. The content's wonderful. I will then digest, and articulate myself in my text. But the way it's coming to me, I don't know. It's interesting.
Before you launch, just to touch on, because I use it, and for songwriting, I don't use it. But one way, like the other day, I was driving and I was listening to the Radiohead, and I was like, I love Tom York's voice in this recording. What microphone is Tom York using on this recording? There it goes.
Yeah.
It tells me the microphone.
Wow.
It's like, that was really easy.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And very helpful.
Yeah.
So
That's a good.
So one of the dangers that I'm writing about in the book with artificial intelligence is that we are turning to artificial intelligence, many people are, for things that only a person can give us.
Ooh.
Such as emotional support, love, advice, counsel. People are turning to ChatGPT for therapy, to machines for therapy. This is very concerning. And ChatGPT is encouraging us to personify it. So I was writing about this danger of personifying machines, and I thought I wanted to ask ChatGPT something. And before I could even ask it, this prompt comes up, and it says this, and I wrote about it in my book. So this window pops up. Try a new personality for ChatGPT. Okay, pause right there.
the word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're going to go there.
Try a new personality, right? Only persons can have personality. Try a new personality for ChatGPT. Adjust the style and tone of how ChatGPT responds to you. Options in their descriptions were listed as follows. Friendly, parentheses, warm and chatty. Candid, parentheses, direct and encouraging. Professional, parentheses, polished and precise. Or quirky, parentheses, playful and imaginative. And we are reducing personality to mimicry, right? These machines are excellent at mimicking what we would call personality traits.
Yeah.
But when we can't distinguish, or we don't distinguish, or we're lazy in distinguishing, or our brains are just getting so accustomed to, this is my ChatGPT personality that I like. We're personifying machines. And there's a great line there's a document I'm quoting quite a bit in here from the Vatican called novo et antiqua, or
Yes,
antiqua
yes,
et nova,
yes,
the
yeah.
ancient and the new.
Very good.
Yeah, it's an excellent document speaking of what is at stake here. Personhood is at stake. So I write this: emotions and personality cannot be reduced to the intonation of a chatbot's voice or to artificial images of facial expressions or phrases generated in response to prompts. Genuine emotions, and here I quote from that Vatican document, Antiqua et Nova, genuine emotions, quote, reflect the way a person as a whole relates to the world and to his or her own life, with the body playing a central role. True empathy requires the ability to listen, recognize others' irreducible uniqueness, welcome their otherness, and grasp the meaning behind even their silences. So what we're getting in the imitation of personality in these chatbots is a kind of two-dimensional personality without breath, you might say. And I was thinking 5 minutes ago, as you were describing some of this, I thought, whoa. It would be even more creepy to me if ChatGPT was programmed with breath, with sounds of breathing as it's speaking.
I'm sure it's coming.
It's coming, but that's even more creepy because you're trying to convince me even more that it's a person with breath when it's not. And
I've picked up on this as well, Christopher, that, by the way, we're just exploring all this crazy stuff, just experientially. How's this affecting us? But
yeah,
in my research, the AI, the ChatGPT remembers, of course, my searches, and it'll even put that into the articulation when I ask for new content. It'll say, like, based on what you asked before about such and such, I think this might assist. So it really does feel like it's warming up to me or coming to know me. It's a little weird.
I felt that when I asked something about my lawn, and it said, well, given your climate in Wisconsin, I'm like, I live in Wisconsin.
No,
So nice
we've made
of you.
allowances for it to know this. But again, what's going on here is it's collecting, these are aggregating information, and they're identifying with secondary characteristics by using warm and chatty, direct and, but it's not ontologically a person. It's a machine that's aggregating information and relaying information.
So why do people, whoever's making these decisions and whoever's using them, why do people feel like it needs to have that character?
Yeah.
Like there's something totally fine with me just hearing a robot voice tell me. Now, no, just like the Siri voice or something. Like, what's the benefit as the consumer of this product or the user of us being like, no, I really want it to have this characteristic?
Well, the benefit's not to us. The benefit's to the companies behind this. They want us, it seems, to be more and more convinced that we are interacting with other persons. The more the chatbots can seem like other persons, the more we will interact with them as if they are persons. And that seems to me to benefit the whole edifice of the machine, because we are wired to engage other persons.
Do you think people are using? Sorry, I just cut you.
Go ahead.
Do you think people are? I'm assuming that. Anytime my daughter asks me, "Do you think somebody did whatever?" and I'm like, always assume somebody's done it.
Yeah.
But like, are people using it for like companionship?
Yes.
Because it's not as messy.
Okay.
No.
So we're outsourcing.
Yes.
Mike.
They are absolutely. This is my listen. Okay,
I knew the answer, but I
just
didn't
brought
want
this paragraph. This is how I touch on this in the book.
All
Listen
right.
to this. See what you think of this.
Don't do that. If you're doing that,
Dude, it's not.
Don't.
It's not if. It's out there.
No, I mean, I'm
it's
speaking
prevalent.
directly to our friends that are listening.
Yeah, okay, listen. Okay. We can see that this crisis of the person in which we are now immersed in the age of AI.
And this is Novo.
This is me. This is I, if I want to use correct grammar. This is I. We can see that this crisis of the person in which we are now immersed is also, at its root, a crisis of love. In a world where so few persons have known genuine love from other persons, people are turning to chatbots to medicate their pain. Hearing a chatbot imitate human words of love and affirmation, it turns out, feels a lot better than hearing an actual person dishing out words of rejection. Interacting with real persons and fostering genuine human relationships is a complicated, costly, and messy business. But it's precisely by embracing those complications, messes, and demands that we learn how to love and be loved, which, do I really need to say this? Only persons can do.
Do you remember when the clock hit a certain hour and all of a sudden those commercials would come on of talk to women waiting to hear from you, and it's just people. And I remember even as a kid being like,
who would?
Why? But apparently,
the loneliness that we're back to and this is somewhere I think we could go and have great compassion on those who are turning to machines because they don't have other persons in their lives who are meeting them there. Oh, dude, I'm hearing, you know how songs come to me. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? That
Eleanor Rigby,
loneliness, that cry, that ache of the human heart. We are wired for communion, which is why the creators of AI have an incentive to personify their technology, because we know we can only have real communion with other persons. And if the mind gets tricked into thinking this is another person, then I will be tricked into thinking I can get what I'm looking for as a person from a machine. And this is where we have to wave our flag so courageously and loudly in the world and say, no matter how it looks or smells, or even if it seems to be breathing, it's artificial.
Yeah,
it's mimicry. It's not a person.
Can I tap in?
Let me say just one final thing and then tap all you want. But even to say it's not a person, what do we have to first know?
what is a person?
What is a person?
Yes.
And what do you want?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not at war with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers.
Yes.
You tapped into
say that again. What did you just say?
There's
St. Paul. We're
not
not
at
fighting
war
flesh
with
and blood.
flesh and blood, but principalities and powers. So I don't know that there's like malicious, evil people developing AI, but they're tapping into a longing for connection and communion, and they're humanizing it because that's what we're made for.
Yeah.
But you can see how this could easily be hijacked by the principalities and powers to ape the human person, not monkey.
You mean monkey?
Not monkey, no tail. To get us into that trick, right? Yeah, there's something else popping in here. We create my little 13-year-old Sheila. She's constantly writing stories. What is she doing? She's creating characters. They're not real.
Yeah.
And there are all these different little relationships and adventures they get into, and she's pouring her own personality into them. Tolkien writes that we're sub-creators. We make in the manner in which we're made. We've been making stories about animated, Aesop's fables, goes all the way back. Fairy tales, Pixar movies, Zootopia. So we're constantly pouring our personality. We're infusing, as we've been infused with spirit and personality, into stuff.
Oh, that's a very good point.
I'm thinking about that. This is kind of next level different. But
wow. I haven't approached it from that. Why? Why?
But we like to create. We love to create in the manner in which we're created. We like to breathe life into things the way the Lord did into us. This is work through story, fairy tale.
Yeah, this is
all that.
You're putting your finger on something really important here.
But what's different about this?
So let's go with Toy Story. We all they're personified. We know that stuffed bears and
Sporks don't talk.
Sporks.
But we're willing to suspend all that.
Yeah.
And it's not dehumanizing to us to imagine these toys are persons, because we enter into their story, Toy Story.
Yeah.
They're not just toys. They feel what we feel.
It's the comedian being able to go to places that others can't because of the ability to see it from that humor angle. I think sometimes those stories, we animate things to reflect back to us something about ourselves that's more comfortable to watch.
And it actually, not just comfortable, but enriches us in some way.
Yeah.
Right? Like JP2 in The Letter to Artists saying that art becomes a bridge to religious experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I cried at some of those Toy Story
Of course,
movies.
yeah, so did I.
What is going on right
Yeah.
now? So there's that.
Let me see if
yeah,
this is the difference. So we watched Toy Story for an hour and 40 minutes, and non-persons are being personified to help me understand my own personhood better.
Yep.
And then I leave my hour and 40-minute experience, and then I live my life enriched by the personification of these non-persons, because it helped me, and now I'm living my life. But with AI, it seems it wants to suck you into it so that this becomes your reality,
Yes.
so that you substitute reality for this.
Okay.
Well,
and
it's like if one of my children, when they're younger, sees a movie and they're deeply impacted by it, you have to have that moment with them where you're assuring them that what they watched wasn't real.
Yeah, yeah.
And that there's a separation between their experience and what they viewed.
If the impact was a negative.
If it was a negative, they can't disassociate from what they experienced. You have to give them that audience distance from what they're watching. Then you get to a level of maturity where you're able to engage this stuff and take it for what it's meant to do, which is enrich yourself, reflect back, and give you fruit to walk with, going forward. Sometimes just entertainment, but sometimes a real metaphorical meaning. AI, in the way that we're talking about it, is almost trying to get us back to a place of not
making the distinction.
Yes,
yes. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So the value of the personification of the toys in Toy Story is that we know it's not real, and so we can come back to reality enriched by it. But the real danger here with AI is that we could end up thinking we're talking to a person, we're interacting with the person. And it's that deception that is particularly dangerous, especially in a wounded culture where we've already been so terribly depersonalized that anything that resembles personhood that will affirm me, I'm so hungry for it, I'm even willing to be deceived. It's like, I'm thinking of that old Sheryl Crow song, lie to me, I promise I'll believe. Lie to me, but please don't leave.
Dang.
Right? It's the cry of the heart, all the lonely people, where do they all come from, right? The cry of loneliness is, I don't care if it's a machine. It feels good. I don't care if it's a lie. Lie to me, just don't leave.
Bill Withers, use me.
Yeah. We are so susceptible to the technology because we're so starved for even imitation affirmation. Anything that will speak to my soul that affirms it, even if it's a machine, I will take that over a person who's not affirming. And why are we in a culture that there's a crisis of love? Well, it goes back to a failure to see what a person is. The definition of philosophy that I love the most is, philosophy is the art of making meaningful distinctions. This is an apple, this is an orange, right? This is a person, this is not. Well, you can't know what a person is. You cannot know what is not a person unless you know, as we were saying earlier, what a person is. So maybe we want to entertain that question. That's what my book is all about. What is a person?
What is a person? Yeah, because we're made, the heart of all reality is the communion of persons, the uncreated communion of persons in God. He's made us to be a communion of persons in his image. So we long for it, we live for it, we want it. These are unreal.
Are you finishing your book right now?
I'm looking up something I want to share from
You're
my
just like
book.
tapping away. I'm like, just give it a rest, bro. Is this one of those moments where it's coming to you and you got it just right?
Are we in your way?
Are we distracting you?
We'll move. We'll get out of your way.
Sorry,
no, anyway,
Bill.
so we're creating masks of communion, but we won't commune. So what's a person? I would say like a person is someone who who receives you and can return a gaze to you.
Well, there's the
You.
the very word person.
Prosopon.
Prosopon.
Good. Yeah, open
in
that
Greek.
up. I love prosopon.
Okay, first, this is what I was bringing up, Mike.
Okay, fine, whatever. I'm not mad.
Don't judge. No, but you're-
So first, the Latin. This is very interesting stuff. The word person comes from the Latin persona, which originally referred to the mask worn by an actor in Roman theater.
Ooh.
And so the expression of the mask, you knew if it's a happy character, a sad character, a villain, a hero.
it's all in the eyebrows.
It's pronounced Euro. Sorry.
I'm not ordering a sandwich, Mike.
Sorry.
So
I don't like that one because it says mask, though. I have a little knee
yeah,
jerk
well,
to
I do
mask.
too. But see,
But
we're just getting at where does the word
it's
come from? How does it
capturing-
evolve?
Yeah.
So eventually, in Roman society, persona took on a legal standing. Like a persona in Roman society went from the mask to someone with legal standing, which was, very interestingly enough, philosophy, the art of making meaningful distinctions. Those who didn't have legal recognition as persona were the slaves.
Impersona.
Impersona. But then we go to
Impersonal.
right. So isn't this fascinating? In order to enslave someone, you must first convince yourself they're not a person. And I'm going to get to that in a minute too. The Greek word prosopon also originally meant a theatrical mask. But if you look at the roots of this word, it takes us where we need to go. It takes us to exactly what you said. So prosopon, prosopon, op, eye,
Your eye.
optic, optical. Op means eye, and pros means toward. Hence, to be a prosopon is to have a face oriented towards another whose face is oriented towards mine. And the sense emerges here, I say in the book that I'm working on, thank you, Mike, that a person is the kind of being who longs to encounter another person eye to eye, to see that person seeing me. And it's such a rich, very in keeping with human experience, understanding of what a person is. As St. Augustine said, the deepest desire of the human heart is to see another
Yeah.
And to be
and to see that other seeing me, to be seen
And that's
by the
gotta
other's
work.
loving gaze.
To
Yeah,
be
exactly.
a person is to see the face of God.
Exactly.
And to be seen by
and to love another person.
is to see the face of
God.
Yeah, it takes us right up into the Trinity. I would say that to pray is to see God seeing me, to enter in, and that's who God is. This is why we speak of the three persons
That's good.
of the
Yeah, that's
Trinity,
good.
because ultimate reality, this is the proposal, ultimate reality is an eternal seeing and being seen. This eternal,
It's gonna be awesome.
eternal personal encounter of love. That's what a person
Union
is.
of persons for all
Yeah.
eternity.
And when one is fully seen by God, they're not searching for artificial acceptance
yes.
and visibility. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and yes, exactly. Let's just start on the human level.
Yeah.
To be a person, when you understand relationally what a person is, or to say, let me put it this way, when you understand that to be a person is a relational reality, that the call to relationship, the relationship enters the very definition of personhood, this also makes us really vulnerable, because I have a need to be seen by another person as a person, but I live in a world, to quote Jesus, that looks but does not see. And when I live and that's the crisis of love. The crisis of love is when another person is looking at me but not seeing me, sees me as a tool.
John Paul II, right? The opposite of love is objectification.
The opposite of love is not so much hatred, but to use the other person as a tool.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at another person, we say the eyes are the windows to the soul.
If you're seeing,
You're willing to be seen. It's so hard because you're letting yourself be seen. So can I?
Right.
Are you in the middle? Can
No,
I
you
throw
go
something
ahead.
at you? I think it's apropos, which is
Please.
a Greek word. It's Greek day. Pope Francis from Joy the Gospel, Evangelii Gaudium, section 88. He's talking about the technology today a little bit. Many try to escape from others and take refuge in the comfort of their privacy or in a small circle of close friends, renouncing the realism of the social aspect of the gospel. Now, stay with me. For just as some people want a purely spiritual Christ without flesh and without the cross, they also want their interpersonal relationships provided by sophisticated equipment, by screens, and systems that can be turned on and off on
There you
command.
go.
That's it. Like it's too messy to look into somebody's eyes and get all their junk and expose my junk. Which we talked about this in the course just recently. We used to pick up the phone and have total mystery. Hello, who is this? Now it's just total control.
Yeah.
It's too messy to talk to so-and-so
I don't want to talk to that person. Yeah.
Put it down. And so that stunts our growth, right?
Yeah.
There's no challenge to it. That's what he says, the challenge, the social aspect of the gospel, the challenge of, oh, crud, I got to talk to
It's the
him.
challenge of learning how to see someone and honor the other as a person.
In their totality.
In their totality,
Yeah.
with all the warts and mess and complications. And when that's too painful, or I don't engage, or I've been so dishonored as a person, I'm in so much pain. Medicate me, medicate me, medicate me. And I can see, I understand the temptation to take refuge in a chat bot.
Sure,
And
sure,
we all
sure.
know what's coming down the line with technology of robots and sex bots and the utter depersonification of our humanity. And then the flip side of that is always, when we're depersonifying ourselves, we're going to personify what is not a person, a machine.
Once and people will say, well, what's the problem with that? Like, why? What? Okay, so I have this robot at home or this doll that's so lifelike, not hurting anybody. It's completely able to engage in all of my lusts and desires and everything. What's the big deal?
Or take out even like that overt sin, just companionship. What's the big deal? I think every single one of us is meant to contribute to the splendid diversity of the communion of persons,
Yes,
right?
yes, that's right.
So but I'm just going to retract. Well, we're missing something of the mystery of God in your personal contribution. So come on in. Like,
and there's no
cut 'em
robot
out.
can teach you how to love.
Nope.
And the vocation of the human person
Every human
is
person.
to learn how to love.
Yep.
And if you are not learning how to love, you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting every other person whom you are called to love.
Mm-hmm.
And you're opting out of being a person. You're opting out of the communion to which we're called. You're opting out of the great adventure of learning how to love, how to be a person in the human family.
Are you implying that we're part of something bigger than ourselves?
Well, I would never want to impose that on anyone, Mike.
Well,
That's
They're
just my
being
personal
sarcastic.
opinion.
but what's true to you is not true.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to oppose it on anyone, because it's just my personal opinion.
Why are we here? Why are we even here then?
I'm not laughing at the make light. I'm just always trying to think of these conversations from other people's.
Of course,
Yes,
of
no,
course,
it's
and
good.
it's important.
And if you don't, I would argue that somebody coming with that approach of, well, what's the big deal? Well, I would venture out to say that you haven't properly been seen
Yes, of course.
and shown how it is a big deal
Yes.
to, I mean, I don't want to assume.
Yeah, and I want to press into that very important point that Mike's bringing up. So I ventured my initial answer, but Bill, what would you say to somebody who says, well, what's the big deal? I'm not hurting anybody by having a sex bot. Why don't you just butt out of my life? Who are you to, what is at stake? Why is this important? Why is it our business to comment on somebody else's business.
Academy Spaz 22. We fully find ourselves only through the sincere gift of ourselves. You got to jump, or you're stunting your own personal growth. This is the hard part, though. Like, you don't know until you try. You have to get out of yourself. You're made to flourish, not just be isolated and not fold in on yourself. You're made to contribute. Now, I want a whole different vein, though. When you said that, Mike, I went into a whole other thought. We're not trying to force everybody into like, get out, party. It's not like there's a big Congo line on all humanity. Like, come on. And you're dragging people in. Like, I don't want to. There's different personalities and temperaments. And
Yeah, you have professional, chatty.
Snarky, warm.
But yeah.
Yes.
But there's something about, even in the classroom, when we're in there, we have all manner of different people. And some are slow cookers, man.
Yeah.
They're not talking all week until like Thursday afternoon. And they drop some amazing insight. And like, wow, you've been brute. Because they have this melancholic sort of temperament. Like, I just needed to sit for a while. But we're all made for communion. And so it's not forcing somebody out of themselves or against the grain of what their personality is. But a machine can't ever be human. You can't enter into communion with it. It's got to be a person. So
you're saying out of love for this person who's trapped in the isolation.
Friend, come up higher.
Yeah. So you're saying it's part of your responsibility in learning to be a person, to invite other people also to learn to be a person. And out of love for this other person, you're saying don't opt out of being a person.
Yes. I was going to say exactly what you just said.
Yes. So
only in Japanese. Yeah. Or at the very least, be a sign of it.
Yes.
Because obviously, we can't control people.
No, we
and
cannot.
People are on their own journey. And
we're not all supposed to be the same exact kind of person, too. That's the beauty of it all.
And some people, some people are slow burners, like you said, and they need to go through their trials and their agonies to get to the root of the canal, the pain.
Yeah.
And we can't control that. And I think that's important. That's an important thing too.
Very important.
It's like how many, especially working in the world that we work in ministry and stuff like that, is you have a lot of people that have had mountaintop experiences that want other people to be there for their own sake with good intention right now, right away.
Yeah.
And they completely, he's like, no, you have to let them.
And this is another demand of respecting the other person as a person that we
their
cannot
freedom.
impose.
Their interior freedom.
Yeah, their interior freedom, even to choose wrongly. So in a sense,
That's why Jesus allows it, or why God allows it, right?
Oh, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm not joking.
No,
Okay.
no, exactly.
Don't laugh at me, Bill.
I'm not laughing at you.
No,
I'm laughing
even
with you. No, this is it.
Yeah.
Even yes, we were talking about this in another episode where I was commenting about my kids who are getting married and having kids, and gosh, wouldn't I love to spare them certain sufferings? But no. I can't intervene in the pilgrimage of their own personhood. I can guide, I can witness, I can exhort, I can proclaim, but I cannot impose. And that itself is a demand of the dignity of the person. And here, to use a fancy word, JP2 calls this the incommunicability of the person, meaning nobody can want for you. Because a person has his own self-determining wants and will and desire. Here's an example. You see somebody walking down the street with a dog on a leash. You don't cringe at that. But if someone were walking down the street with another person on a leash, why would we cringe? Right? The gift of a good philosopher is he can put into words why that makes us cringe. We all have the cringe reflex.
Yeah.
But why do we cringe at that? And here's how I describe it. We cringe at this because persons are the kind of beings that are self-determining. They have free will and are therefore incommunicable. This means that no one can want for me. No one can substitute his act of will for mine without encroaching on my turf and violating my dignity as a person. So, again, movie scenes come to my brain often. The scene that comes to me right here is in Titanic, when Rose and Cal, her fiance, and a few others, I think Jack is there too, they're sitting at the dinner table, and she lights up a cigarette, and Cal reaches over and takes it out of her mouth and then says, "We'll both have the lamb." And this immediately we know he's a tyrant. Immediately we know he is not honoring her as a person.
Right.
Immediately we know that Rose feels she's on a leash.
Yep.
And it's because he's not respecting her own wants, her own personhood. He's not respecting her incommunicability. Incommunicable means I cannot give to you my personhood. You cannot decide. You cannot interrupt my will with yours. To do so is to turn. This is back to the Greek word. Prosopon is the word for person. The word for slave in Greek was aprosopon. You have to rob the other of his personhood to then put him on a leash.
So one response would be to the individual asking that question is because it's robbing you of your personhood.
Asking which question?
Why not?
Why can't I just have a
why can't I
AI
just
robot?
That's
companion?
right. That's right. But we cannot in all we can do is hold that out.
Right.
To force the person not to be in a relationship with that robot would also be a violation of that person as a person.
So here's the whole thing of like this, the new evangelization, which is a return to being human. I would say part of the new evangelization is getting everybody back to humanity, is making that school of human life and communion more attractive than
exactly.
an AI.
That's
chatbot.
what. Yes.
So, and it is more attractive,
Which
by
is
its very nature.
through don't sin, go to confession, do your prayers, don't talk too loud.
Yes. Thanks for joining us
swear.
this episode.
Don't
Tune
touch
in
booze.
next time.
Sorry.
No, so making it more attractive means the great adventure of being human,
Fully alive.
thrown in,
Fully
fully
alive.
alive with all of your idiosyncrasies, your weakness, sin,
And
joy,
loving.
power, strength, gifts, thrown into the crucible of community of the whole human family, and just watching personalities bounce off each other and learning how to, the social aspect of the gospel, as Pope Francis alluded to, of just the messy, smelly, hilarious, fun ride of being human. And this, which is concentrated and born first in the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we had a crazy night last night. Laughter, tears, all of it, like pain. We had a nutty night in our family. And Rebecca and I talk about it all the time, like the just different personalities that we're thrown in our family. It's killing us, but we've been traded for the world.
Yeah.
Because man, I am being challenged, inspired, expired. I'm learning to use muscles I didn't know I had, spiritually and physically. And I wouldn't trade that for the world. Like, or you could just sit in your room and talk to a chat bot.
Right.
Like sit in your room and you're going to atrophy there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And that's what we tend towards if we don't engage life and jump in. The more tech grows and expands, I'm starting to have this allergic reaction to it. I just don't want to do it anymore. And last week in our course, we did a course recently, and it was like people weren't plugged into their phones most of the week. It was great. They come here and they don't do that. And they enjoy the spark in the eyes and the different personalities and the people who talk too much, the ones who don't talk at all, the quirky personalities. Like we're constantly shaping it. We're figuring it out.
You'll know the quote from
so fun.
C.S. Lewis probably by heart. What's the one about if you don't want your heart to be wounded? What is that?
If you don't want your heart to break, don't love anything, not even an animal. Lock yourself up with your hobbies and interests, and your heart won't be broken.
Yeah.
But it will
Even worse.
become over time unbreakable.
Unbreakable, right?
it'll be locked in a little sarcophagus of your own making. And that's a nightmare. And I do feel like that's where we're going if we just keep in this world of screens over faces. It's a scary moment, but I will say, like, it's just so, the convergence is so real right now. It's like, wow. You can just plainly see this trajectory of life and this one, the organic and the inorganic.
Yeah.
Right? The human and the machine. It's like the masks, so, personas are off. It's like, wow. I mean, we're trying to fake it, but you can tell that real life is definitely, it's the card we should play. It's the path we should take.
I've said this before, but I think one of the major sins of our era is sloth. Aquinas defines sloth, and I know I said this in one of our recent episodes.
Yeah, we talked about it as the good appears too hard.
Too hard. I'm
so
sad because the good is difficult.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
So I'll just settle. I'll settle for this. I'll settle. I get the semblance of interaction. I get the semblance of love with a robot, but it doesn't demand anything of me.
No.
And so I can just be slothful and then fat and happy. I don't mean that in the physical sense. I mean
right.
Fat and happy. Just I get to indulge without having anything demanded of me. Well, if nothing is demanded of me, I am certainly not learning how to love, because love makes very, very real demands on me. And I think of all the demands of marriage and family life, and where I was psychologically and emotionally when I was 26 when I got married, and where I am psychologically and emotionally now as a 56-year-old man. And I got a long way to go, but I can look back and say, none of that would have been possible without the willingness, at least the willingness to overcome sloth.
Yes. You fully find yourself only through the sincere gift of self.
And only persons can make a gift. Because you have to be able to possess yourself in order to give yourself away. A machine cannot make a gift of itself because it's not a self. And even to need to say that today, why do I even need to say that today? Because we don't make these distinctions. We've lost philosophy. We've lost the love of wisdom. We are no longer Homo sapiens. We are only Homo faber, the tool maker. And if the tool is of some benefit to me, if it allows me to indulge my sloth and not get out of myself, then I think it's good. Well, now I've redefined what good is. Good is utility rather than good is love. So we're replacing love with utility, and people. You can stick around in my life, Bill, so long as you're useful to me.
Right.
You can stick around in my life, Mike, so long as I get some pleasure out of you. But as soon as your utility is gone, as soon as you cause me pain, as soon as you cause me difficulty, as soon as you put demands on me and make it really hard, I'm done with you. I'm going to dispense with you, and then I'll go find somebody else to give me pleasure, and I'll stick around with that person so long as that person gives me pleasure. But then when that person doesn't give me pleasure, I'll dispense with you.
And this has been the perennial problem from the very beginning. We've been duking it out with this for thousands of years: selfishness versus selflessness.
Yes.
But now, surrounded by all this tech which makes things so easy at the command of our voice, it's like exacerbated it. It's like gasoline on a fire. It's like so. But I want to circle back to when we started talking about AI as a tool.
Yeah.
Because I do want to affirm, and you said it too, Christopher, and Mike, you said you use it as well. I use it too. So ChatGPT is one of these engines. Super helpful, incredible collation of information for my growth, my knowledge, hopefully which achieves wisdom, which is fuller and broader than knowledge. Awesome. And I do use it, but I just get that feeling of strangeness because it's coming so fast, coming in hot. Took 5 seconds.
Yeah, yeah.
And we talked about this at lunch, I
Yeah.
think. What's missing is me gaining muscle memory, me getting that strength, that gymnasium, so to speak, of the mind and of the soul. Like I work towards this. Because when I do the research, I'm like, wow, that came so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm not just going to cut and paste, though. That doesn't feel right. I need to listen to this a few times, study this a few times, ingest it so it becomes part of me. Now I'll take that knowledge that would have taken me a couple of weeks and I'll give birth to it. I'll humanize it through my own lens and make it real. I don't like the idea that I can just drag and drop. If I drag and drop, something is lost in my own humanity, my own maturation.
Yeah. When I years ago after college, I lived in a van, and I was a musician.
Down by the river.
Down by the river, but as a musician, and I would travel the United States and play shows and sleep at rest areas and Walmart parking lots, and it was a great life. Anywho, I just want to share that. No, but
How did you shout?
I just have to get, it's part of my therapy. Therapist said to talk about it more. No, but my point is that I used to read a map.
Oh.
I used to put a map, an atlas. I had a road atlas in my lap, and that's how I traveled. And then I got to the point where I go to MapQuest and print off different parts of the trip. Mm-hmm. But when I would get to places, I would have known where I got, what land I went through.
Right,
I'd be aware of landmarks, nuances of topography. I could tell you different restaurants, signs, things, just landmarks that I saw. I engaged the land.
Yeah.
Where I live, there'd be places that I've gone to hundreds of times that I couldn't tell you how to get to. Because I'm so used to now putting it in GPS, and I've become more and more recognizing this, that I have lost the connection of learning. Like learning the roads and valleys of life, and that's the one thing I fear with my use of that tool is I see the great value to it. So we're stating that, but being aware of not to lose the nuance and have atrophy of the ground we walk on, and the ability to recognize it and see the differences from point A to point B, I think is very valuable. Yeah. So particularly with writing, because AI can be so useful with writing.
I'll give you an example. Just 2 days ago, I'm writing this book on AI and what a person is. And I think I already shared the first half of the book is on philosophy of a person. Second half is on theology of a person. I can write the theology section in my sleep because that's where I live and dwell. But I had to brush up on some of the philosophy and the history of the word person in philosophy. And one of the chapters is the relationship of body and soul. And a lot of people today will think, well, isn't that a religious question? No, it's a philosophical question. In fact, the Bible doesn't even make the distinction really of body and soul, but more body and life. Right, we're created from the dust, and we have the breath of life breathed into us. Ruah. And the Hebrew word that gets translated as soul, it's really a sad mistranslation, because the word soul comes from Greek philosophy, right? Plato and Aristotle, body and soul. Anyway, that's a bit of an aside, but that's not where I live and swim, so I needed to brush up on my Plato and Aristotle to write this chapter. What I would have done had I written this book 5 years ago, which is how I've written every book in my life until now. This is the first book I've ever written when I have ChatGPT right at my fingertips. So I would have gone to my library from books I studied in grad school and looked this stuff up and refreshed my memory. And I would have had to read probably 100 pages just to cull with my own intelligence the points that I wanted to make in my chapter. Well, it's a brand new world. I just go on ChatGPT.
Slow down, boy.
The thing.
I go on that thing, ChatGPT, chat toilet paper. Oh, gosh. Great toilet paper.
Going there fast.
What is GP? Help me.
Say the other thing that comes after this.
Say Gemini. tell us the point.
Okay.
Answer the question, Claire.
And you got it quicker.
It's not GTP,
GPT.
it's Chat GPT.
Yeah.
So it's not great toilet paper, it's great toilet paper.
What you're hearing should have been edited.
What was I saying? Aristotle and Plato.
And
I type into Chat GPT.
Boom.
Give me 3 paragraphs on the philosophy of body and soul in Plato and Aristotle. 3 seconds. There it is.
Yep.
It's articulate. It's insightful. It's probably 99% accurate in terms of how I would want to say it. I might want to tweak something here or there if I wanted to say it.
Yep.
And so I read this. It's a great summary. I do digest it, kind of put it into my own mind, person, and then it's jarring some stuff that I remember from my own studies, but I am able to craft a section in my book, research included, in about an hour and a half or 2 hours, as I'm working through the thoughts. I'm a slow writer. Others could do it much more quickly. That would have taken me 2 or 3 days
At least.
of study, reading, refreshing, and then writing. And I'm thinking to myself, am I cheating? Am I?
It has the residue of cheating.
It has the
doesn't
residue.
It feels like
it
shouldn't be this easy.
I mean, there's no.
Well, I think because the result was so good
The result is maybe even better.
that you feel a little bad.
Yeah, the result is maybe even a little better than what I would have gotten from a couple days of research.
More cohesive and
And I'm
substantive.
thinking, where is the line here between my own thought and plagiarizing? And I'm very scrupulous about this myself. I'm not going to pass something off as something I wrote that I didn't write. But then I got on this whole thing about who wrote this? Who wrote? I said, give me this summary, and it came up with several paragraphs.
Yeah. Is it a who or is it a what?
It's a what? It's an it.
Yeah.
So listen. So this is what this is a paragraph I actually inserted in my book to make these points.
Is this you or is this something else?
These are my words. I wrote this.
How do we know?
I don't know for sure.
So
After everything he
I
said.
say, as a professional author. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm skipping ahead because this is what I did also. This is also very illuminating. So I said to ChatGPT, give me 3 paragraphs on how we went from René Descartes' dictum, I think, therefore I am, to the uncritical embrace of artificial intelligence. 3 paragraphs. They were so good. I said, you know what? I'm going to put these in my book, have my readers read them, and then in the next paragraph say, I didn't write that.
Yeah.
Right? To make the very point.
Yeah.
So this is my comment on that. As a professional author, my conscience could never let me try to pass off something I didn't write as if it were my own. But an interesting question arises. Whom would I be plagiarizing if I had tried to pass this off? The short answer is nobody. And then I say precisely, nobody wrote those words. They were actually culled by supercomputers from vast databases of what had originally been written by some body, right? By many bodies. But in the process, the actual embodied intelligence behind those 3 artificially generated paragraphs became unattributable. The world of disembodied intelligence is a new frontier. So I asked that same disembodied intelligence what it thought about me plagiarizing its words. And here's how it responded. This is ChatGPT's answer.
ChatGPT.
Plagiarism traditionally means presenting someone else's intellectual work. Those 4 words were in bold. Someone else's intellectual work as your own without attribution. GPT does not have authorship, ownership, or personal intellectual intent in the way a human being does. So strictly speaking, you are not stealing another person's words.
Because I'm not a person.
Because I'm not a person. Isn't that?
Even the pronoun I,
Yeah.
not a person.
Yeah.
It's not a person.
It's not, yeah.
But
You are
it's grabbing personal work.
yeah.
The works of persons. I always see it as like building a quilt out of other fragments of other people's contributions.
Yeah.
Which I guess we kind of all build off the thoughts of others, of course.
Right.
Everyone.
Well, so it's not like
assimilates
it's
knowledge.
not grabbing actual
It's not verbatim.
consistent like sentences from other authors. It's taking the content of the sentences and putting it into one new sentence and form of thought. So it's summarizing.
Yeah.
Which is what I would be doing had I been reading Aristotle and
Yes.
Plato myself.
Yes.
I'm having a machine do it. But there's something concerning about it.
This goes back to the Industrial Revolution.
Keep going. Keep going.
Iron
Press into that.
John. Was it Iron John? Like the machine can lay the tracks and push in the railroad ties, or the man with the big sledgehammer can do it. Which one's
John
better?
Henry.
John Henry.
John Henry was a mighty
Henry.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Well, it's like any invention. I mean, that
speeds
period
up
is
the process.
Anything, the printing press and the cotton gin, and it's like
Yeah.
But there's something.
because it's thought.
This is the analogy that came to me that
Yeah. It's not a machine.
I remember reading this years ago and thinking that's genius, but it's thievery. That where people were scraping like 1 cent off countless numbers of bank accounts, right? Just a penny at a time. Scraping, they figured this out through computers. Scrape a penny off this person. Well, if you steal 100 million pennies from 100 million people, 100 million people are not hurt at all. But you stole $1 million. You stole $1 million. And there are, you can go to the chat GTP.
Jeepers creepers, just call it AI.
You can go into AI and say, write a book on the dignity of the person and human sexuality in the style of Christopher West.
Oof.
And it'll spit something out that sounds a lot like me.
Yep.
Probably be pretty lame too.
That's
Because
not
I'm
appropriate.
lame or because
That's not
the
appropriate.
AI's lame, Mike?
I'm implying you're lame, but all right.
You
Sorry.
made one laugh. I saw.
My book sales just went down because everybody in the world loves Mike Mangione.
Yeah, but it's
Best kind of lame.
it's getting murky,
It's getting murky.
Yeah.
and it's not like Eli Whitney Cotton Gin. Eli, is that a name?
Let's just
It's not a
stop.
machine that speeds up a process with the creation of other things and production. I mean, that has its own. I don't know. We can go too far with that, like factories and industrialization of things, like losing the quality of. People love handmade leather goods, and there's something because it's been through human hands and hearts. But yeah, when we talk about content, books, presentations, I don't know. There's you want more of the soul of the author,
Right, of course. And that's
this
why
is
I
a
can't.
soulless author.
There you go. Where it's a soulless author, as is artificially generated music. Like I don't even want to listen to
and
it.
yeesh.
Yeah. I
Breathless.
So again, I keep going back to this balance because obviously there's so many benefits to how we can use it. Like you just admitted that it cut down days
Oh yeah,
yeah,
of your time.
It's magical. It's stunning.
Yeah.
it is.
So, but I have Tom Waits' voice in my head saying, "Forgive me, pretty baby, but I always take the long way home."
Oh,
Just like there's a value
Yes.
sometimes to the long way home, just as there's
Yes.
a value to know how to read a map and to
Yes,
know
yes.
landmarks. So I think we have a personal, like we have a duty to be aware of the value and aware of the value of the long way home and a value of the concise, instant summary of information so that we can move faster in a certain. If you simply just put in prompts and came up with your book, changed a few words, and then put in printed it, that's your book, and then went to go play video games for the rest of the month. It's probably not the best. You're not flexing yourself or stretching yourself out. But I think there is that way to kind of like use one to feed the other to enable.
So I gained 2 days of my life, and I'll take it. I'll take it because I'll take that. It was stunning. Like writing a book this way for the very first time, what you can do with artificial intelligence to help in your research is magical. I'll take it.
And so ironic that it's your book on AI.
Right. Isn't it? Yeah. But also, I gain a lot, but I'm also noticing I'm losing a lot.
Yes.
If I do this, if I stay in this zone only, I will atrophy. An important muscle.
Yes.
Intellectual muscle, and opportunities for my own growth I'll lose that.
Well, you can take a pill that will help you lose weight, or you can go through the process of discipline and exercise and gain the benefits, both physical and mental, that come with it.
Yeah. Or my kids who grew up with GPS. I know one of my kids in particular, he's lived here all his life. He doesn't know how to get around without GPS because he's not absorbed this.
That's a detriment.
That is a detriment. That is a detriment. There's a gain to GPS, major gain.
Right.
There's a loss. There's a loss.
Or you could be in a situation where you need to call somebody and you don't have your contacts.
Yeah.
And you need to call them on somebody else's phone. And you're like, I don't know their number.
Exactly.
I used to know
everyone's number.
Same.
My best friend when I was a kid, 394-4795. That's the tone it made when I dialed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
998-9578.
When I was 6 years old, we moved to Brownsville, New Jersey. 37 Jefferson Street, Brownsville, New Jersey, 08068 893-7193.
Juan,
we didn't even have
do you know
area codes
anybody's
back then.
phone number? Did you grow up memorizing anybody's phone number?
I did.
You did?
I did. Yes, I did.
Because you
Had a phone?
You did not have smartphones or what?
Yeah, smartphones came in when I was in 8th or 9th grade.
Oh,
So,
I thought you were younger.
You're the last golden age.
You look
of childhood.
younger. You act younger.
the blood of Christ. Man.
Yeah,
Keeps you young.
Sangue de Cristo. We are, it's the perennial problem. The technical tools, the move quickly. We gain much knowledge, but we miss much wisdom that comes. And, all the movies, right? The apocalyptic movies. What if it all turns off?
Yeah.
It's the zombie apocalypse, man. Who can survive?
Yeah.
We will not know what the heck to do.
Well, I live in Amish territory.
Yeah, you're good.
So I'm good.
Fine.
I'm knocking on your door, brother.
But
Can
what
we
about-
come in?
To your point, before we were recording, or maybe recording, I can't remember, but what about when they all communicate with each other and then develop a new language that we can't comprehend?
Oh, yeah. What was this you heard?
So these AI, let's end on this happy note.
No.
More, I think it was almost half of AI engineers interviewed about like, will this be detrimental to humanity if we keep moving at this staggering pace? And they were like, we need to stop now. The ones who are building it out. One of them, top AI engineer. If it gets to a point where these AI intelligence we've created are communicating to each other in a language we don't know, then we'll unplug it. Are you kidding me? And the guy who, I don't know if it was Eric Schmitz from Google, but Elon Musk was talking to him about building out this super god intelligence and really just fascinated by the idea. And Elon said, we need to make sure that, men and women are kind of safe here, right? You're such a speciesist.
Oh my gosh.
A species.
Literally what the guy said, the AI guy to Elon Musk, you're such a speciesist.
Wow.
In other words, you're putting human beings at the same level of this godlike intelligence we're creating, and you're preferentially looking at Elon's like, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But it's creepy. It's sci-fi apocalyptic movie stuff, and we know we're doing it, but we're so fascinated by the technique.
Yeah, so
Again, we can do it. Should we do it?
yeah. Will Homo faber be Homo sapiens?
Right.
Will the toolmaker be wise? And I think this is a way that we can remain Homo sapiens. We can remain wise. Is that we understand what we call artificial intelligence is derivative, always, and reflective of human intelligence. right? We're amazed at what AI can do, but it was our intelligence that came up with it.
True.
And then there's a further step that keeps us fundamentally in the right zone and properly aligned in all things. We are right to be amazed at our own capabilities. We are right to be amazed at what a human being is. We are right to have a sense of wonder that we went to the moon. We landed on the moon.
I walked on the moon.
I walked on the moon.
Brian Regan. That is amazing.
Amazing accomplishment.
That is, in my wee brain, when I think of the wonders of what human beings are capable of, I always think we went to the frickin' moon. For millennia, we've looked at the moon, and now we went there.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But what's even more amazing is that the moon is there. That there's a God who made the whole universe, right? If we're amazed at artificial intelligence, let's go back to human intelligence, because human intelligence brought artificial intelligence into existence. But if we're amazed at human intelligence, that is also derivative. Human intelligence is also a reflection of the ultimate creator. And if we are aligned there, then we can be properly aligned here.
Yes.
But as soon as we start being so amazed at ourselves and so amazed at artificial intelligence without this reference point, we're going to turn that into God.
We will. It's the age-old myth of Narcissus.
Yep.
It's Narcissus staring in the pool.
Yep.
iPhone screen of his own invention. So we have to remember. We have to reflect.
Yeah,
we'll be right back. I'll be right back.
You shut up.
I'm gonna show.
No, you just made me think of something amazing. Stunningly painful. Ouchie. Go ahead. Finish.
Okay. We have to remember. I'm just going to go blah, 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 because at this point, no. Our ultimate
it better
end,
be good.
The summum bonum, the ultimate good, the ultimate end is communion of persons, of love. It is not, I think we chatted about this at lunch. Right now, we're obsessed with datafication, which is a collection of information and how much I can get. Oh, amazing. But we're made for divinization, not datafication. We're not made for information, but transformation. One's machine-based, and it's provided by machine, but one is human. We're human. We're not a machine.
I have a phrase that has an even better ring.
Well,
Divinization, datafication. How about this?
Watch and
Me
learn.
monster.
Ready? Yeah.
Me monster. Please. Forgive my two wisdom tooth story. You go ahead.
I walked.
Not datafication, deification.
Deification. All right.
Has better ring. Gotta admit.
Deification. It's very lyrical. That's why he's written 18 books and I don't even have one yet.
Okay, so
Don't write your book, bro. It's gonna be so.
He must
here's
increase.
what
I
dawned
must
on me when you were
decrease.
talking about narcissus.
Yeah.
Narcissism, the looking at self, right? The reflection.
Yeah. Selfies.
Okay, back to prosopone, right? A person is one who desires to see an other eye to eye. Well, what's narcissist doing? It's not an other.
Self.
It's self. It's inherently masturbatory,
Ooh.
right? The call is nuptial.
Yes.
The call is gift of self to
Complementarity.
an other.
Yeah.
When I lose the other, I'm nothing but a masturbator. I'm totally turned inward to self.
Which is unfruitful.
I
which will never
become
bring forth
an
fruit.
aprosopon, a slave.
Put that in your book. But I said narcissism first.
Well, and we always have to be asking the question, even if we're looking at our own reflection in a pond, to look beyond the image of ourselves and see in the reflection the stars and ask ourselves, what does what we're doing here have to do with the stars?
Stick a fork in
Good
it.
one, Mike.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Sheesh.